equality and justice amid imminent danger. Today I will be giving you information on Medlar Wiley Evers. I will make 3 points about Medlar Evers. First, I will discuss his background. Then I will move on to his role in civil rights and the reopening of his murder case. And finally, I will discuss the naming of his home as a National Historical Landmark. So let me begin by giving you information on Medlar Evers' background. Medlar Wiley Evers was born in Decatur, Mississippi, and he served in the military. He attended an HBCU, Alcorn State University, which is located in Norman, Mississippi. He was married to Merle Evers, and they had 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. Now, let's discuss his involvement in the civil rights movement and then the reopening of his murder case. According to Brent Rifle, the author of Mississippi Mortal, Evers was not drawn to the civil rights movement by religion. He was drawn to the movement by the love for his state. And he always felt that there was an opportunity for change in the state of Mississippi. Evers served as field director for the NAACP state branch of Mississippi. And as his civil rights career evolved, he became involved in marches and against segregation and inequality. Because of Medlar Evers' affiliation with the service, when he was murdered, he was given the opportunity to be buried in Arlington National Cemetery. After 31 years, the murder case of Medlar Evers was reopened. 2 failed convictions were made for Byron D. Beckwith, which he was finally convicted and served in state penitentiary in Parchman, where he died shortly afterwards. According to Benjamin Hooks, the executive director of the NAACP, in an article in Ebony magazine, he stated that if we forget Medlar, we will forget the sacrifices that were made for our freedom. Now, I've talked to you about Medlar Evers' life. I went on to discuss his involvement in civil rights and the reopening of his murder case. Now, I will discuss the naming of his home as a National Historical Landmark. In an article written in NAACP Today, Medlar Evers' home received a plaque to name it a National Historical Landmark. Medlar Evers was murdered at his home in his driveway while his children and wife looked on. Naming the home as a National Historical Landmark was a first in Mississippi. Inside of the home was a small museum, which I had the opportunity to visit. I can tell you that there were items as well as furniture that were placed verbatim to the way that they were when the Evers occupied the home. I can also tell you that many nights the Evers slept on the floor because of the many death threats that they received. On the night that Medlar Evers was murdered, the bullet that penetrated Medlar Evers entered the door and hit a refrigerator, which you would see in the museum. To this day, there is bloodshed still in the concrete in the driveway where Medlar Evers took his last breath. I spoke to you about Medlar Evers' background. I spoke to you about his involvement in civil rights, the reopening of his murder case. Then I went on and finally discussed the naming of his home as a National Historical Landmark. Medlar Evers believed in equality and justice for all people. He was driven by love, the love for his state and country, even in the face of death. Thank you.
That's about 5 minutes.